this is my project for Robin. Here we go. All right, so in the past 2 decades, access to ICT has improved dramatically. This has alleviated the older issue of lack of technology, but the expected increase in use hasn't really resulted to the extent that governing bodies would have hoped. Why is that? Is it fear of technology? Is it lack of technical know-how? Insufficient professional development, perhaps? Lack of understanding of the potential benefits to teachers of implementing it? Lack of motivation, incentive, leadership? Well, it could be one, some, or all of these things. Since we have to start somewhere, let's begin with leadership. This research looks into whether leadership might have something to do with it. So whether my study is important or not is one thing, but truly what matters is that we engage our students, our digitally savvy children who no longer exist in a pen and paper world. We've spent enormous sums of money on investing in technology for schools, but its use is dependent upon the desire and motivation of the teachers who have access to it. Most schools seem to have a de facto technology person or leader. That person's a regular teacher who's often the librarian or prep coverage teacher or me or a teacher who simply likes technology. How well do you suppose that would go down in a private business? After investing huge sums of money in tools, would not private industry appoint a team of people whose job it is to maintain, train, implement, and improve that tool? Imagine what the impact might be if administrators were those leaders who provided the motivation to use the tool, created the culture where teachers felt willing to take the risk of changing the way they teach. And imagine if this led to the creation of a specific role in schools for a technology leader who could help teachers to integrate pedagogy with technology. Well, once again, my research doesn't aspire to fulfill such lofty goals. However, it could take a little bite out of it. While looking at the relation between school administrators and teacher use of technology, I propose these principal research questions. What are teacher attitudes to using technology for teaching? Do teachers feel supported in the use of technology for teaching? Do teachers have the skills necessary to integrate technology and pedagogy? How do teachers feel about the role of administrators as it relates to the use of technology? Do teachers feel part of a larger vision or goal for the development of technology for teaching at their school? Do teachers think that technology is even important to elementary education? My methodology would go something like this. Invitations to participate in an online survey will be emailed to 300 elementary classroom teachers in Ontario Public Schools in both rural and urban settings. I expect about 30 respondents. The level of teaching experience will range from 3 to 6 years. Among the sample group of 30, 5 teachers will be interviewed to enrich the data. These 5 teachers will be selected at random. Participation will be voluntary and participants will be able to withdraw at any time. After the survey data has been collected, 5 randomly selected participants from those identified as having indicated in their online survey that they are willing will be emailed an invitation to be interviewed. Participation in the interview is also voluntary, and all participant data is confidential. Regarding the surveys, each teacher would receive a 15-minute survey comprising a combination of open responses and multiple choice answers. Surveys are to be submitted electronically. Interviews will be conducted at each teacher's place of work unless requested otherwise. Interviews would be absolutely no longer than 40 minutes long, and interviews will be recorded and transcribed with participant permission and according to ethical review standards. Based on findings from the research, it is hoped that further exploration can be undertaken to take a few small steps toward moving our schools from where they are now to where they really should be in an age of technological expansion unseen since the Industrial Revolution, in my humble opinion, which is where some of our schools still seem to be, also in my humble opinion. And therefore, in my oh so humble opinion, I think this research is totally fund-worthy.